So we're gonna dedicate this episode to Javier Patino. He made his debut against Cambodia, scoring a brace in the 8-0 victory, and then played a decent game against Turkmenistan. How would we rate his performance as a new Ascal, Nate? First time we've seen him in action. How would we rate him?
I would say, well, what scale? But no, but anyway, I would say
metric.
I would say it's very impressive because we haven't, well, at least to my memory, we haven't seen an Ascal on debut scoring a brace, or let alone just scoring. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember anyone.
Probably only Paulino Alcantara.
And none of us were around then. But yeah, you're right. But so in recent years, we haven't really seen anyone. Like I said, we were talking earlier off cam. You know, we keep saying, I think since Ascal's Alianza, since they put that team together for the Spanish and the Korean clubs coming in, we've been saying since Ascal's Alianza that we have built the strongest ever, and we keep saying that to be fair to the federation and to the team and to the staff every time, and yet we see something like this, right? I think the last time we heard something like this was when, I hate to compare, but when Dennis Wolf came, right? And but again, these are different situations, of course, different playing styles again, as mentioned, but a brace on a must-win game, and again with the target having to come up with 8 goals. I guess that's really, to me, phenomenal.
And Anto, as part of Pechanga Diliman, I think you guys had a friendly against the Ascals just before the competition. Did you get to play against him?
No,
and
he wasn't there yet.
How would you rate his performance within the qualifiers then?
I think he's a very efficient player. He doesn't do a lot of fancy stuff. Unlike Angel. So for me personally, Angel just wastes a lot of energy going in circles and then just losing the ball. I think Patino is a very efficient player. He does his role. He has good speed. He can beat defenders off the dribble. He's quite good in the air as well. And he's very industrious. He likes to cut a lot, which gives a lot of space or frees up Phil a lot of times because of his runs. So I think he's a very good complement to Phil.
And as you were talking about it gave a lot of space to Phil. This is something that I thought was really important for the Ascals because it gives them that other option. During the Suzuki Cup, we've talked about how Phil was anonymous because he was bullied out of the game. How important is this to have another quality striker to offer those offensive options?
In the past, because our formation in the past was 4-2-3-1, so Phil's support usually comes from the attacking midfielder, and most often than not, usually the support comes in late. So with Patino around, they employed when they attack, they employ the 4-4-2 formation, or sometimes it's 4-2-4 formation. So it's very good that if we hit Phil up front, there's an immediate support. And if ever Patino cuts and he draws the defense, then that frees up Phil. So I think Patino will be a very good partner up front for Phil.
And he had some really nice footwork as well for his second goal. He was surrounded by 1.6 defenders surrounding him. He managed to get a few touches and then hits it into the top corner with the outside of his boot. What do you think we could expect from him as he starts to gel with the team? I mean, really, he was there a few days before the games. I don't think he's really met anyone aside from probably the Spanish players before. And he's done really well. How much better do you think things will get?
I think we've always been saying that we've always been on the lookout for a second striker. I think we found it. The press have been calling him, rightly or wrongly, the Messiah. We don't know, we're not sure, but again, just 2 matches with him helping out a lot in Turkmenistan, scoring a brace, as we've said. In fact, I have friends who are saying, "Oh, now I have more Ascals to play with on FIFA because now he's also there." But the thing is, I think we are just bound to be offensively. I think with more options, stronger. Anto had pointed out with just having one person up front before, and now you have two. And then of course with your wingers also actively participating. We've seen Shrock do it. Again, these are all working under the assumption that these are the same guys playing next year in the Maldives. Once we have those options, because like before, you can have all these crosses, but their forwards aren't inside the box yet. So now, at least with the second guy around, I think there's a lot of help coming in for Phil. And then, of course, we're not sure if Phil will even be playing in that first match in the Maldives. Of course, now that he has a red.
Banned for that
so.
one,
Again, assuming that this is the same lineup for next year, Javier Patino will of course be playing a very crucial role in the final stages.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, he recently joined the Thai Super
Buriram,
Buriram United. With him moving closer to the Philippines, do you really think he's billing himself for the Ascals? He's really trying to get with the national team for that, and I heard he in the space of 1 month, just before he came to the Philippines twice to sort out his passports. It really shows that the newer players, quality players, are really wanting to play for the Philippines. How much progress does that show on a general level? And then for Javier Patino in particular, what do you think we can expect from him with moving to Thailand?
I read somewhere that the Thai FA doesn't usually release their club players. So I don't know if that's pretty accurate, but let's hope that won't be the case.
Yeah.
So there, it's a good development that he's based just nearby our Southeast Asian neighbor. But let's hope that the Thai FA would actually release club players for national team commitments.
Yeah, for all you know, when all these friendlies come in before the 2014 Challenge Cup in the Maldives, maybe he could be participating in those matches, and then for all we know, he could be, seeking for a release and maybe playing for the UFL when the league 2014 league starts. That should just give him enough time to prepare for the final stages in the Maldives. But again, that's with fingers crossed.
Well, we'll find out more as the friendlies come in, as we find out who the Philippines will be playing against, as we see what happens in preparation for 2014. So we'll update you on that. Follow us at FTW Sports and we'll give you all the updates.